Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will talk about some of the biggest companies and a particular trend which has been happening these days. I will talk about the layoffs. But before that, I want to talk about some of the biggest companies. I was always under the impression, or I always believed, that companies like Amazon, companies like Facebook, Google, Alphabet, and other big companies, like if one could get hired by these companies, it's extremely secure for that person. That person's career is fully secured. I was under this belief that because these are some of the biggest companies, they give very handsome package to their employees when the employees get hired, or they have other extremely very beneficial benefits package. But after the pandemic, and especially last year and this year, I have seen that things have changed. These companies have laid off almost 150,000 people all over the world, and more layoffs will happen this year because we are assuming that there will be recession, and there were some calculations which these companies did during the pandemic, but now they have become miscalculations. So these companies during the pandemic, including Shopify and other tech related companies, so they made some plans during the pandemic, and they assumed that things have changed forever. Like most of the people shopped online, and there was more interaction online, for example through Zoom meeting or some other platforms, and they assumed that this will be the new phenomena in the world, and there will be less in-person interaction. But COVID happened, pandemic, we fought bravely, and we somehow reached the back to normal phase where people went to work again, school started again, and everything is as if we are before the pandemic phase. So that means these big companies, they borrowed a lot of money from the banks previously during that pandemic phase, because borrowing was cheaper at that time, and they invested heavily in multiple projects based on their calculations on a different reality that they assumed was the case. But now that has become history. So that reality is not the reality anymore. That means all those projects are useless now, many of those projects. So that means they don't need that workforce which they hired previously. As a result, they laid off thousands of people. If I tell you some data that how much people have got fired by these companies or got laid off, then you will be surprised. For example, Microsoft laid off around 10,000 people, Amazon laid off 18,000, Salesforce 8,000, Facebook 11,000, Google laid off 12,000, and Shopify also laid off some people. And there are more companies in that area, and I believe that because the borrowing is still costly, there will be more layoff in the economy. So I think we are amid animalistic capitalism where profit is the dominating force. I think if job hopping is the phenomena where employers get pissed off, in the same way layoff is also a regular phenomena where employees get pissed off, because ultimately all that matter is the shareholders returns, and for that companies can do anything.